All right, so welcome back to another edition of the show, and this is Football Pitch Fans. And as we actually do it here, we actually discuss about matters regarding football, tactical analysis, and also give our predictions to respective fixtures which we will have. So today in our hand, we actually have Arsenal versus Bournemouth. And here with me in the studio, I have T.boy,
T-boy.
T-pain.
I'm not a Man U fan now. I'm not pained. You understand?
All right, we'll never have Emma Braid.
Always welcome, man.
All right, so let's quickly dive into it. Let's actually look at the match we are having in hand right now, Bournemouth versus Arsenal.
Yeah.
All right. Now, the international season is over, and before we proceed, I will say, EPL is back, baby. So how many of us miss EPL? How do you feel during international period?
Well, my life was fucked. Like, seriously, I hate it. Each time we are on international break like this, I do hate myself. I don't know why. Because football is the only thing I know. Like, football is the thing I breathe and know. Like, I don't literally do anything with my life apart from football. So imagine when that very thing you like, they will just deprive you from seeing or doing what you like.
Yeah.
Just imagine the feeling. Very bad. So I'm so happy that the EPL is coming back this Saturday. So I'm so excited.
What about you?
Just like you said, it's been a very long one. It seems like it has been 2 years.
Decades, bro.
This is just, it's like one weekend.
Bro.
It's not up to 2 weeks.
Let's say 2 weeks because the weekend is 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But it's been a long one. And I can't wait for this EPL to be back so we can actually have that cruise.
EPL is back and the players are actually reporting back to the camp.
Yeah.
So we definitely have assessments of some players to see how well they actually fared during international break or period. Now, looking at this, before we actually dive into this game, let's look at Arsenal players, our players, right? How well they fared, during the international break.
Yeah.
And some injury news we're actually hearing about Saka, even I think Calafiori, right? Also, rumored about, them having injury. So what do you think about Saka injury?
I think I would say that the way these games are being shaped and formed this period is a whole lot of things. Yes, I know they are athletes and they are paid to do this, but if you consider the number of fixtures they have to play, they are not machines, they are humans.
They are humans.
At one point in time, their system will have to break down. And that's what we're getting to see. Rodri talked about it. And when it gets to do with Saka, I think he's long due for a proper rest. Possibly this injury, I pray, is not too intense. I hope this injury just gives him that room to actually nurse himself and come back. Where I'm not expecting the injury to be a long-term stuff, maybe a minor strain or a minor knock. So, but I feel he needs the rest, and this is what you get when you engage players with so many games to play.
Yes.
But trust Arteta. Arteta will be like, my boy, it's good. Go play.
So quickly, let's actually dive into, we've actually seen Saka. Hopefully, he will definitely, play this game or get, time to actually rest the feet. But the boy is actually a Nigerian breed. And when you have a Nigerian breed, they love football and their skin are tough. So Saka, actually, big up to him. He will definitely, I was surprised to see him start off.
No, I don't
this
even
game
want Saka to start
definitely
against
start
Bournemouth.
if he's fit.
I don't want him to start against Bournemouth.
We've heard rumors about Odegaard, that the injury he actually had, there's a setback to that injury. What do you have to say about it?
It's still a rumor. Odegaard is perfectly doing well. He's progressing well in the rehab. You understand? His rehabilitation processes and all. You understand? He's recovering very, very well. He'll be back next month, I think. Yeah,
so if you like the tactics or something.
To add about to what he just said, if you observe Arsenal injury record, they don't put out a date anymore.
Yeah.
They just tell you yes, because they feel you can be ready and not fit.
Yeah.
So they just give you, he's injured and he'll be out for a while. Even when they are back and they feel, okay, at this particular point, you're not necessarily needed. They just skip you to go as a proper fitness, match fitness until you're there. So I don't think Odegaard is far away from
next month.
I think this is what's really happening, generally in the league right now. Even Chelsea, I was just having scrolling through and I just saw Reece James back to the squad just like that. No announcement this so time estimate. So I feel like they're not more estimating, when players do.
I really love what the Arsenal medical teams are doing right now. Like we don't rush players anymore. I think it was what killed Partey actually, because we were trying to rush him. Like, you know, he was out
and back into the.
No, I just feel like the Partey issues that there is a recurring injury, and you know, for example, now Alaba, right, he has a cartilage issue and the bone joints whenever he runs and stuff. So I feel like there's a point where if you have that kind of injury, it keeps resurfacing. So definitely, nothing you can actually do about it apart from coming off and going back and stuff. You understand? Okay, there's a news actually reaching me right now, which I've already seen. They said Havertz is actually a doubt to Bournemouth game. That is actually has injury coming back from international duties.
The workhorse can never be in doubt.
What does that mean?
This is one of the most important players in the Arteta squad and team right now. I don't think Arteta would trade Havertz not to be in that game.
His injury can happen to anybody, just like Rodri. It happens to Rodri and he's out.
From the news we got, it wasn't something too intense, just like Califori's this stuff. It's more like management of time. You understand? Precautionary stuffs. So I don't think Kai Havertz it's somebody that would miss against Bournemouth. I don't know. I don't think
it's alright. So let's hope in that game to actually see Havertz, because it's actually the man there for the job, even though Gabriel Jesus is actually there, but it's not really blazing hot as Kai Havertz. And this is how table turns. Once rejected stone right now is a cornerstone for Arsenal. Havertz actually, all of us right now, if you want to lie, everyone actually.
Apologies.
But right now, who knows that a day will come when if you hear that Havertz actually injured, you panic as an Arsenal fan. But it's happening right now. And that is the power of supporters. Definitely, you have to believe in your players no matter what. Arteta actually believed in what he bought. 65 million down the drain or 60 million down the drain. People actually saying. But right now, we have really rejuvenated himself, and now he's actually a star man in the Arsenal squad. Now, big up to this game right now against Bournemouth. Let's actually look at the tactics. You know, Bournemouth tactics, the head-to-head with Arsenal over the years, I would say over the season, like let's say 5 meetings. So how has tactics been for you meeting Bournemouth over the season?
Last season was a cruise for us because we won the game, I think 3-0 and 4-0 respectively. I think 2 seasons ago was when we had that very thunderous moment when what's his name? Reece Nelson gave us that down minute goal. But so far in the last,
that celebration,
that
goal won him a contract.
Wow.
The goal was a fluke.
the last 5 meetings, Arsenal has been cruising. 5 wins without in 16 games. Arsenal has recorded 13 wins, 2 draws and just 1 win for the Bournemouth side. They would prove very difficult to beat, but I think this is a game that we were supposed to clinch from the first half, and putting what we've learned over a couple of games now, we have to kill our games very early in the first half because coming back from behind gives you a lot of pressure and a lot of work, and that's not what we need from our players. So going into this game, I see Bournemouth coming out to sit deep because I don't think they have anything on us to play our kind of way, which is coming out because you concede a lot. So I see them sitting deep, trying to manage spaces and see if they can catch us on the counter because they have some speedy demons in Semenyo. You understand? So if they can play that way, it will be a game that possibly would be a tight neck. But if they come out to play on that day,
from what you actually said, I feel like they are not going to sit. Bournemouth going into this game is not going to sit. You know why? Because if you really check their last 3 games, how their tactics has been, it's all been attacking. They lost to Southampton 3-1, and in that game they had 9 shots on target.
Understand?
All right. Sorry. Now against Leicester City, they actually lost that game 1-0. They still had 9 shots on target.
Okay.
All right. So for me, basically, I feel like they're not going to. The manager is not going to sit, even though losing Solanke to Tottenham right now. Semenyo is actually doing well. And there are other boys there actually who plays well too. So for me, I feel like the tactics they're going to use, they're going to really come out to really, show a surprise dominance in that game.
One thing you must understand, the teams you call are at their level in terms of possession-based football. Okay. You can't come out to play the Arsenal team right now, except your Manchester City. And that's the fact.
Even Manchester City cannot even come.
Who was the last team that came out against Arsenal?
Manchester actually came out against Arsenal like 20 minutes.
If you looked at that game from the first half, that was one of our best display of dominance against Leicester, but we could not put the ball in the net, and that's what cost us that whole energy. This same time where we were worried that after going 2 goals up. Now, this is a Bournemouth team who can play Arsenal toe-to-toe. So I think they'll want to hit on the counter because they have some speedsters who can actually do it.
Considering the last 2 games Arsenal actually played, the likes of the league table, I think Leicester City, right? Yeah. That game, we actually saw how Arsenal left it, so late too in that game. 2 games right now to teams who actually come from relegation, I would say, or not, middle table teams. Yeah. Arsenal actually have, left it late. At some point, they were even down before they came back to actually win those games. Yeah. So what do you actually think going into this game, playing the likes of, Bournemouth that are actually, struggling right now to, clinch a victory in any game they are into right now, considering how Arsenal played, in their last 2 fixtures? What do you think?
So I think what we need to do in that match is just to kill the match in the first half first to avoid being under pressure. You understand? Because each time they score us first, bro, it's all pressure. And I don't like it, you understand? Because as of last 2 seasons, when we you see this jersey, I love this season. Seriously. Once the match just gets started like this, Arsenal will just kill you in the first half.
Straight up.
You understand? Then that second half, we'll just be using it for training and freestyles and all. So I really want Arsenal to press their neck. You understand? To use their leg and press their neck in the first half. You understand? Yeah, because we have all it takes. Even without Kai Havertz, Gabriel can do the job. So I want us to even bench our best players. I don't want to go hard on Bournemouth. Actually, you understand? So I want Arteta to actually bench those players, especially those players that are having a doubt of injury and stuff. I think Saka should be benched. Kai Havertz should be benched. You understand? So it's going to be a ball-flowing football, and the match will be a very, very entertaining match, and Arsenal is going to kill them, seriously.
It's all right. So Moreno is actually back, and he actually featured for Arsenal in the Champions League against PSG, and he also played a part in this international break for Spain. Yeah. So he's definitely fit for this match. So with that, I would actually like to hear your lineup. How do you feel Arsenal is going to line up in this game facing Bournemouth?
You just mentioned an important name. In the international break, he had over 100 minutes of play in these 2 games, and that's a good one for his match.
He scored, right?
No, he didn't get it.
No, he didn't.
His pass completion, duels won. He's the king of duels, actually. So if you look at his statistics, it actually showed that my man is getting to top form, and that's what we've been praying for after the injury. So in a team playing against this Bournemouth team, I wouldn't want Arteta to rest on any fringe player at this point in time. Possibly go into the game, clinch a good scoreline in the first half. Then you can start introducing the other guys that you want to actually gain fitness or confidence back. So I would like to see my starting back. Obviously,
no, just iconic back four.
Okay, iconic back four because Yoran Timber is actually available too. Yeah. So I want to see Yoran Timber, William Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, and also Italian regen,
the gladiator.
Calafiori.
Big Cala.
I tell you.
In midfield, I wouldn't mind seeing a Partey as my DM. And I would like to see possibly Mikel Merino and also Declan Rice if we would want to play that way.
Yeah.
Kai Havertz in front, Martinelli, and possibly Trossard on the right-hand side. Sterling,
I think Sterling plays well.
Jesus, they can come from the second half.
Oh, but you don't rate Jesus.
I've said it before. I don't want to see this guy starting in my team anymore. I think this particular lineup can get the job done in the first half. Then you can throw in Declan Rice, what's his name? Gabriel Jesus.
But my actually needs a striker. Can we just...
No, I don't think
this is actually table turning. I won't lie, because right now, who could have actually believed that last 2 seasons ago that Arsenal can actually do without Gabriel Jesus being fit, and the fans are actually clamoring for him to be benched for Havertz. Man, table do turn, and it's actually a good thing showing that Arsenal is actually progressing and they're actually adding to the squad depth, which definitely anybody can be disposed in their position if you don't stand to actually, face the test of time and prove your position to actually reclaim it, after going for a long injury. And it's a good one, actually. Kudos. Let me hear you and your startup for this game.
So I would have Raya in goal, then the back, as usual now, the iconic back for Yoran Timber, Gabriel and Saliba. Then in the left back position, I will start Calafiori. Then in the midfield, Rice has to start Partey has to start. Wanyeri has to start also. I've been crying out for Ateta to give that boy a chance, bro, before we lose. I don't want to lose a player like Wanyeri, seriously, because he's a light that has been hidden. You understand? So then in the attack, Martinelli has to start, but I think Martinelli had a little bit knock in the international. Or is he fine?
Yeah, he's fine.
Then he's going to start then. In the attack, I have it, of course. Then in the right, I'll go with Sterling. Yeah, I'll go with Sterling. Saka should rest.
It's all right. So I think for me, I basically agree, in that middle. That's where I actually want to come in that middle. Yeah. I wouldn't want to see Partey and Declan Rice in that middle, like two of them starting. It's definitely not sitting well for me. That's like too defensive right now. Yeah. When you have the back four still inverting, into that middle. So for me, you either relieve Partey, then definitely start Declan Rice. I want to see Moreno and a mix of Trossard in that midfield, or even Jorginho. It's definitely going to give that, versatility and also creativity in that midfield and make it more fluid. Because if you're actually trying to play Declan Rice and Partey, two of them are actually defensive-minded midfield. And if you see, whenever Declan Rice is actually playing an advanced role in that middle, he actually struggles. Let us lie to ourselves. He's more, a box-to-box, going there at will, but definitely primary job has to be to defend and also protect the back four. So I would definitely want to see Declan Rice. Partey should be given a little bit rest even after coming back from the international duties. African match is always hard and tedious, lie to ourselves. And he's also an injury-prone player. So I think he shouldn't be used in these kind of matches. Let them bench him. I want to see Jorginho, Declan Rice, and Moreno in that midfield. All right. Then probably Saka should be benched. Then I want to see Trossard starting off, and maybe Sterling starting off, and Martinelli being benched. And in that front line, I would like to see Kai Havertz in that middle, in that front row. But if he's injured and not want to be risked, I would love to see Gabriel Jesus in that game still, because definitely these are kind of games you definitely want to see him. You won't want to see him, in big matches. You want to reserve your big players for big matches and still give those ones other chance to actually see playing time. All right. So with that, I want to hear your prediction before we actually round up the show.
Looking at last season, I think this game is still going to be a cruise victory, and it's a 3-0 win. Now you can bank on it.
3-0 win, bank only.
Although Bournemouth, we know you guys are stubborn, but normal trashing now. Any win now we. So we're going to knock them. Maybe like I said, in our last one, I said 2-0. Yeah, I'm going to stick with the 2-0.
All right. So let's see how the game actually goes for Arsenal. Wishing Arsenal fans anywhere they are best of luck, and hopefully the Arsenal can actually continue their winning streak, adding it to 5 wins in 5 games right now. And as you know, Arsenal actually perform one of their best performances when they go to away games, unlike when they are in home playing. So this game should actually be a cruising for Arsenal. Arsenal fans anywhere we are, be hopeful and also be consistent in believing that this season is Arsenal season to actually clinch that and grasp that EPL, Arsenal for life. And with me in the studio, this is actually the end of the show. There you have T-Pain.
Bro, which one be T-Pain again? I think they support man, you are not paying, bro. T-boy, Jai.
And there I have
Emma Breed, man.
And with us is actually a rap. And thank you, if I've been watching this video up to this moment. Thank you very much for your support. Please do like and subscribe and share to your friends who actually love football and actually listen to us. And please, there's also have a calling studio section. So if you want to be part of our conversation, you can actually try contacting us so that we can actually call you in our calling studio show so that I can actually discuss with us matters regarding football. And that's where we actually draw the curtain. And please check our next video for the post-view and pre-match, and also check out for post-fans interview coming up after this Bournemouth game. It's going to be wonderful. We are going to have a whole lot of fans to actually say their mind. And thank you one more time. Peace and love.